Hey guys, it's Adam, I'm back and it's time for another review. This time it is Rugby Challenge 3 on the Xbox One. I'm doing things a bit differently today because I've got a special guest. It is Richard, my fellow Dipsy dude.
Hello!
So, we played it and now we are reviewing it. So, let's crack on, let's start the review. Okay, first up, it's graphics. And Rich, what are we thinking of the graphics in this game?
About the same as it usually is, really. There's been no stark improvement. It's pretty much where we were.
Yeah, we're on the new generation of consoles now. Saying new, it's 3 years old, but it looks pretty much like the previous two games.
It's a 360 game.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint the exact resolution, but it even looks like it's 720p to me, which in this day and age isn't really acceptable. And for me, there haven't been any major improvements over the last two games. The animations are the same, the player models are the same.
Stadium's pretty much the same.
Stadiums are the same. Yeah, graphically, for me, we're talking basic stuff.
Paint by numbers. Literally, someone did a paint by numbers.
Literally a copy and paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, so graphically, we're underwhelmed. And next up is sound, and things aren't getting much better here, Rich.
Oh my word. Awful. Absolutely awful. Like, they literally phoned it in. I mean, they literally recorded the guys doing the commentary, Justin Marshall, from his phone. It's awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, it's the thing of like they're reading off a sheet of paper because a game will start and what's his name? Gary Nisbet?
Yeah.
Nisbet will literally say,
it's a lovely day here in Australia. And here we are, Justin.
Yeah, it should be a really good game between two rugby teams.
Thank you, Justin.
and it's like you got those big gaps. But to throw in something else that I think is really poor is that they don't talk like that, like we just did. They talk like,
Hey, Justin,
Yeah, so we're playing a lot of rugby. Yeah.
It's very poor.
This weird, I don't know what the word is, I'm not a sound technician, but like reverb or the mix is just off.
Sound mixing's awful.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. And another thing with the commentary as well, a lot of repetition.
Oh god, yeah.
A lot of repetition. We had one game, literally about 5 tries in a row, it was the exact same commentary every time. When that's just poor. It's lazy.
Well, we played a sevens match, sevens being one of the new features in the game, and every time we scored a try, he would say,
oh, that's another sevens try.
What a lovely sevens try.
What is that?
when you say that's a nice try,
Yeah.
that's a good try.
Sevens.
It's like they had to say seven because it's the new mode.
Yeah.
They had to say sevens every other word.
We did something new by taking out something that was already there. Sevens. There's less of them.
Yeah, we love the sevens.
Love the sevens, there's only rugby.
And if you don't believe us, here's a bit of the sound for you guys to listen to.
This match could easily tip in either direction. It'll just need the right spark. Alongside me, Justin Marshall, and you couldn't ask for better conditions, could you?
Stunning evening here for rugby. The good weather from this afternoon has carried through.
LaRue takes him down. He's got to let it go now. Kurandrani gives it off now. Foley stops him with a nice tackle. The Wallabies might still have the ball.
And next up, we move on to the most important aspect, and that is the gameplay. So, are we seeing any improvements here, Richard?
I think it's pretty much the same. You noticed something about the passing, because one of the things that I definitely didn't like about the last two of these games is the AI offloading was ridiculous. You tackle the AI, and they would manage to throw a 40-metre bullet pass offload. You would be
into the hands of the player,
and that'd be it. You'd be done. Whereas you were passing, it's all over the place. You're saying that's slightly better.
Yeah, you know, I've put a few hours in now, and to me, I think they've marginally improved the offloads, and all over they have marginally improved the sort of general gameplay. But like we've said before, with the graphics, with the sound, it is pretty much the previous two games, just on the new consoles.
You're not getting anything new, apart from, of course, the new sevens, which is just that they've taken outdated players.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we played a 15s match, we played a 7s match. There is no difference except for literally taking the players away.
Yeah, there's just more space.
On the conversions are drop kicks, as opposed to
which
on
again,
a tee.
They've already got the drop goals in there, so they didn't have to add anything new in there.
No, so as far as on the pitch is concerned, everything is pretty much the same. But off the pitch, we do have a couple of new additions that I wanted to mention. The first up being the fan hub, which I'm a big fan of. Now, you're telling me that they've already done something similar to this with the wrestling games.
That's it. WWE, if you've played any of the WWE 2K games, you'll know that you can go onto the fan hub there, or the WWE Universe side of it, and be able to get downloaded wrestlers. And that's what you've got there. We've seen a lot of the Welsh players in there who have come in. A couple of classic players as well. Jerry Collins was in there, which was a nice addition.
That was a nice touch. But it's the thing I like about it is we're Welsh, we want to play as Wales, but it's not official. So what we can do is we go to the fan hub and we can download Jamie Roberts, Dan Bigger, and we can put them straight into the game. We can create them ourselves, but if you're like me, you don't really want to go to that effort, but somebody else can do it. Somebody else playing the game. We download him, and to be fair, it's instant. You press X, it downloads the player, and he goes straight into the site. And I like that.
And you were saying as well that there's also custom teams that you can go there and
get
as well.
The same thing. Somebody else, Dave down the road creates the Welsh team. You press X, you download it, and it's on your console.
And there were some classic teams as well. Was it the '96 All Blacks? The 2003 England team.
We won't be downloading that. Yeah, no, that's fine.
The Lions.
Yeah. But it's a nice feature. They didn't have this in the previous games. So instead of copy and pasting literally everything, they have created something new with the fan hub. Something else I wanted to mention as well. It's like obviously you've got lots of features here. You've got the Be a Pro mode. They're copying FIFA. They're going for that same approach. There's nothing really special about it. It's decent, and they've got the career where you can play as a manager or as a player. Again, it's decent, but so similar to the previous games. And as far as the southern hemisphere sort of bias goes, this is heavily leaning towards the southern.
It's just because that's where the game developers are.
That's where the developers from.
They're going for where the money is from there.
Yeah.
We were talking before about the idea of a rugby game being made, and I said to you, there's not going to be a big name developer that's going to take on rugby anymore.
Well, EA used to have it.
They dabbled in it, they didn't fancy it, and they dropped it.
I'm assuming they didn't have the sales to back it up.
And if you think about sports games, who else is going to come in? 2K. 2K aren't going to do a rugby game. No. What you're hoping for is a small development studio to come in and just with a team of like 6-8 guys just be able to make this perfect game.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, every year an indie game comes along. Like we had Rocket League last year, where it's a small team of guys independently funded and they make a game and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
So we need a small team like that who love rugby to make a rugby game like that.
Yeah.
And then we've got the ultimate rugby game that we want.
I mean, this is the rugby game. Because ain't no one else making no rugby games at the moment.
Well, you say that, but we...
Don't tell me about the World Cup official license game.
As you know, I reviewed the official World Cup game, but I think it's best not to mention that.
No.
And there's actually a third rugby game on the Xbox One and PS4, which is Rugby League Live 3, which...
Rugby League?
Yeah, it's not real, it's girls rugby. Rugby League for all 6 of their fans.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just taking it to League. Fuck you, League.
And finally, we move on to the verdict. Now, there's a bit of a conundrum for me because it's not Rugby Challenge 3, it's Rugby Challenge 2.5. It's exactly the same as the previous game, and even the first Jonah Lover rugby game. But you had a core game there which was good to start with. And like I say, the minor improvements have come in. The fan hub is a really good addition. I like this game. I'm disappointed by the fact that it is a copy and paste job, but I still enjoy it. I still like the game.
I mean, it's the best rugby game you're going to get.
Yeah.
And from when I originally played it, there's still features on there that have been repeated that are good. I like the scrummaging. I think that's a really good feature in the way they do that. I think some of the free running is alright. I think that side steps and things like that could be a little bit better. But yeah, it's the best rugby game you're going to get, end of, really.
It's the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
So, can you score it for me?
I'd probably give it a 6.
I was thinking 6, 7, so I'll say 7. So you're on the 6 camp, I'm in the 7 camp.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, there we go, guys. We are happy?
We're not completely disappointed,
Yeah.
but this isn't the rugby game everyone's been waiting for. It's a rugby game that people have been waiting for.
I think it's... playing a single-player career mode, you're going to think it's fine. But I think the joy of this game is going to come when it's 4, 5, 6 with you and your mates, a couple of drinks, playing a 7s match, or ideally if you can get 7 people, and you've all got a controller and you're all playing.
And it just becomes a cluster.
Yeah.
But a good cluster.
Yeah. I think this game will find its audience with groups of people.
Yeah.
Couch co-op, old school. So, there we go, guys. We think this game is fine, good, and all those other sort of mid-tier comments. Yeah, it's okay. But we do hope for more improvements if we get a Rugby Challenge 4. So there we go, guys. That is the review. Like the video, subscribe to us, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Hey, Justin, let's go run this on. Yes, we're playing a little rugby. Yeah. Oh, that's another 7s try. What a lovely 7s try. 7s, 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 7s.